sushi. Is that nice? Okay. I believe this is wasabi, I think. I'm not really sure. Might be soy sauce. Whatever it is, I'm going to struggle to open it. My scissors magically appeared. I believe it's soy sauce. I believe this is soy sauce. There we are. There we go. So, I got this lovely sushi today. Here's my wasabi right there. And it looks delicious. It looks absolutely fabulous. I think that might be a little bit of ginger there. I'm not really sure what that is. Yes, lots of ginger. Wow, that's good. Grapefruit bubbly. This stuff is pricey nowadays. Wow, everything's kind of pricey. You know what I mean? Here we are. So, I don't know if you are a Costco shopper. I don't consider myself a Costco shopper because I don't have a membership card. I've never gone to Costco on my own. The whole time I was married, my ex and myself never had a Costco membership. And I think Costco is amazing for families, you know, because when you go there you can buy all kinds of stuff I wouldn't necessarily call bulk, but you get, you know, more than what you would at a small grocery store. For instance, if you buy basil, you get a couple of big tubs of basil for the same price or possibly cheaper than a small one at a grocery store. Like seriously, I mean, if you shop at Costco, you know what I'm talking about. You know, cereal, chips, but then you gotta get, you know, a lot, or like 2 big jumbo jars of mayo or you know, whatever, you know, big boxes of cereal. If you're shopping for a family, that's great. But if you're single, I don't really see the point, or even just a couple. No, Linda has had a membership for years. And now the very first time I ever went to Costco, excuse me one sec, I gotta try this because I'm starving. Should have got myself some chopsticks. I have some somewhere around here. Try some of that wasabi there. Get some, oh yeah. I was at the deli today, and I was looking for something kind of not too fatty and kind of healthy. And I spotted this. Linda always gives me heck, because she says, well, it's not really that health conscious. You know, white rice is not good for you. I realize that, but it's certainly not a great big cheeseburger either. Anyways, try and get some of this, what's that? This is good. So the first time I went to Costco was years ago. We had some neighbors who shopped at Costco that had a membership. And we were looking for a doll, a certain doll for my little girl. Now she's 35 now. So this is about 30 years ago. And I know a lot of people I worked with, they were very pro Costco. They just loved Costco. They went on about Costco. And, you know, you see what they got at Costco this week and blah, blah, blah. You know, real Costco shoppers, and that's great. I have nothing against that. Nothing whatsoever. But like I said, we never felt the need to shop at Costco because I'm kind of getting off track here again. Because my ex worked at the co-op, and as members you get a discount for being a co-op member. Plus she was employed, so she got another discount. So it was very, very convenient and affordable for us to shop at co-op. We saved just as much money as you would shopping at Costco, I'm sure. boss who lived in a separate town had her look for me at one point and this kind of thing. Couldn't find this doll anywhere. So one day I'm talking to my neighbor. I says, oh, they got lots of those dolls at Costco. And I said, I don't think so. I said, are you sure? He said, oh yeah. I was describing it to him. I was describing it to him. It was, yeah. I think the doll was called Baby Burpee or something. But my daughter had to have this doll. I said, well, they got lots of those. I said, the hell you say? He goes, oh yeah, yeah. I said, I'll take you out there. Okay. So this one beautiful December morning, getting close to Christmas, we drive out there. Sun shining, gorgeous day, we're driving along. And get to Costco. Never been in there before. This big gorilla greets us at the door. I'd never forget that. He's checking everybody's card. 2 lines going, he's checking people's cards. We go in. Walk over to the center of the store. Sure enough, there's a big display of this doll. I couldn't believe it. Should have grabbed 10, but I just wanted one, so I got it. And my buddy, my neighbor who took me out there, he just wanted to get some kind of like a spice or something like that. So we got in line. People with big, huge carts, bigger than your average shopping cart, full of stuff. But the lineups went, considerably fast. I kept saying, I apologize for having you to take me out here. And I got these lineups. I said, oh, don't worry about it. I had to get my spice anyway, whatever it was. Lineup went quite fast. Got in line, put everything on his card. I reimbursed him when I got out of the truck. Yeah, I reimbursed him and gave me a few extra bucks for gas. He said, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, no, I insist. I was so happy. I was so tickled. I couldn't believe we had this doll. I couldn't believe it. I think most parents do that for their kids if they can. Not only did we buy the doll, it was cheaper than anywhere else. So fast forward a year or two. My ex-wife is, she liked to be involved in things. If we would join some kind of she always wanted to be involved, like, on the committee, or she always wanted to be involved somehow. That's fine, that's great. With the kids' school, she was always involved, and, no matter what, like soccer, but always involved. And that's a good thing. So she was in charge of purchasing all this food for this big camping trip we're going on with this organization. It was like a family thing we're doing. And her job was she had to go purchase all this stuff. And someone had given them her Costco card and said, this is where you can get all this stuff, is at Costco. Just use this card. So she brought me along. We went there. Had to buy all this meat. A whole bunch of meat and different stuff. Went there. And I really started noticing that, man, this place is unbelievable. They got all kinds of stuff. And, affordable too. And I like the fact they had all these people. At almost every aisle we could sample something. They were cooking up a little, piece of chicken on a toothpick, or different types of salsa, or this, walked around and assembled everything. Linda had her grandparents there, like in their 90s. They'd go to Costco and pretty much have a meal there. Go around sampling everything. But anyways, so I really thought, well, Costco is actually, I mean, I enjoy looking at all the stuff. I go and look at pairs of pants and t-shirts and like really good stuff for next to nothing. So I could see why all the women at work were raving about it. So my ex bought all these groceries. I had a big huge cart. Hundreds of dollars, but she had a lot of food there, mostly meat and stuff, for barbecue and whatever. So anyway, when Linda and I hooked up, her being a Costco shopper, we go there quite frequently. And we get like dog food there. Yeah, buy a lot of stuff. You can't get a better deal on their hot dog and drink for like $1.50 or whatever it is. Yeah, great big Portuguese hot dog, really good. And like you've been there, right? Pizza and fries and chicken wings, all kinds of stuff, right? And cheap. The other day we went there, and Linda, they got everything all computerized. They've had it that way for a couple of years now, but somehow she got kind of mixed up and ended up ordering 3 hot dogs. One for her, one for me, and an extra one. Well, I downed that, no problem. I love their hot dogs, It's good, really good stuff. But, so we started shopping there. I mean, I started shopping with her more and more. I've been there lots of times. Surprisingly, I mean, it's always crowded. Pulling the parking lot is always pretty busy. But surprisingly, you never see anybody get out of hand. People are quite patient. Got these big, huge jumbo carts, and kind of navigate way down the aisle. The only time I saw what I would consider to be a real a-hole was during COVID. One guy was standing outside, we had to line up. He was just being a dick. That was the only time. But during COVID, I think we all saw our share of jerks. It brought out the best in people, didn't it? Anyway. Love this wasabi. I wish it would put the wasabi down the corner. Funny, I was never a sushi eater for years. My ex and my daughter love sushi. I worked with a guy that loves sushi. I always bring it in. Take his soy and his wasabi, mix it all together, Really knew what he was doing. So anyway, I find shopping at Costco, like I said, people have a lot of patience there, surprisingly. And funny, when I go to Costco, I rarely run into anybody I know. I have occasionally, but the amount of times I've been there and the amount of people I see when I'm there, I sometimes feel like I'm shopping in a different town because I just don't see any familiar faces even. It's really weird. But sometimes Linda and I will buy we call it a Costco chicken, those rotisserie chickens. Buy one of those, bring it home and carve it up. They have great pizzas, pies. That Kirkland product is quite good. I have no complaints about Costco. Like I said, I don't consider myself a Costco shopper because I don't have a membership. And if I was not with Linda, I would not be shopping there. It's highly unlikely. As a single person, I just couldn't see it, you know. I just couldn't see myself doing that. But they do have some amazing deals. They sometimes seem to have a lot of people working there who appear, I mean, by all appearances, don't really seem to doing a whole lot. You know, like, you know, when they check your bill when you go out, they kind of, okay, I don't really know what that's all about. I mean, no one else does it. I mean, Walmart moves a lot of product and they don't do it. And they usually have like two people, one on each side, checking people as they go out, checking their bills. All very polite and everything. I sure don't horn honk. But it's just kind of funny, you know. I mean, it's great that two people get to be employed, but, you know, I'm not really understanding what the purpose of that is. But their bakery is fantastic. I think they pay pretty good, you know. That shrimp that I found in here that I ate a little while ago was fantastic. I wish instead of having just one that they had a whole bunch. It was delicious. Now Linda got her eyeglasses there, but she wasn't happy with them for some reason. Can't remember what the deal was. Lenses were crap or something. But you know what, Linda, when we go there, a lot of times I just kind of mosey around, look at stuff. You know, they got some awesome deals. You know, like I said, I bought clothes there for a really good price and stuff that I don't mind wearing at all, like very nice stuff. This was good. Yeah, it's just a funny thing how for years I was just not a sushi person. I always thought of sushi as an hors d'oeuvre type thing. And one of my viewers a while ago suggested I do a sushi eating video. So I did. And now I hear a siren. They're coming to get me, folks. So I did a sushi eating video, and I rather enjoyed it. They're coming to lock me up. Anyways, this condo is going to be remediated for a long time. And like I said before, I hope that when it's finished, I can block out a lot of that outside noise. nice to have, it's nice to have a couple of cool days just as a break, Really good. But, no, sometimes Linda's daughter borrows Linda's Costco card and goes shopping there. Or she'll say, can we go to Costco, Mom? And, she'll leave the kids at home with a dad. Excuse me. And they'll go shopping. They save a lot of money. Like I said, when you're a young family, it's a good way to save a lot of bread. Ready to stock up. But no, we buy Marcy's dog food there. The Kirkland, the big bags. Usually try and mix it up. A green bag one time, blue one another. Yeah. But yes, sometimes I just have to have one of their hot dogs, man. I'm not a real hot dog person. I don't mind them. It's not usually something I have at home too much. But I love their big hot dogs. Used to be a place in Saskatoon called Poor Richard's, and it was a kiosk in the mall. They eventually got a bigger restaurant downtown, but they used to sell hot dogs. I may have told you this before, but it was the first place I ever bought hot dogs where they buttered and grilled their bun. And it was so good. Oh man, they made good hot dogs. Really, really good. Foot long. I always got a foot long. And I think back then it was 25 or 35 cents for we're going back years, for a big hot dog. Oh boy. But yeah, Costco, you pull in there and it's parking lot is a bit of a zoo, But I always have to hand it to people for having so much patience, because you don't always see that at other grocery stores, And it's funny what some people buy, great big, they got like 2 carts full, actually, the other day we had to buy a dog bed. It wasn't for us, it was for Linda's son and his family. They got a new dog. Real cute little bugger. And his name is Duke. They call him Duke Nukem. Anyway, so we got this dog bed for him, but so we just scrunched it all, folded in, stuffed it in the cart. But funny enough, Linda went camping a couple of days later, and she brought that up to the lake where they were camping, and she put it in the back of the Jeep and slept on it. Well, she's pretty small anyway, but it was pretty darn comfy apparently. So, and they got a fairly big dog. I mean, it's a puppy, but it's gonna be big. It's got paws on them like that. Cute as a button. Little puppies, so cute, big eyes, and they're always so curious, and they're just always gnawing on you, And her daughter, they got a new puppy too a while ago now. It's pretty big now, and it's cute. Yeah. Very few things as cute as a puppy, But cute as all heck. Well, that was my Costco sushi video. That was absolutely delicious, Yeah, that shrimp they put in there, wish they had one in each of the California rolls. And yeah, it bugs me when they put the sushi in or the wasabi in the corn. You gotta scrape out. They should put more on the flat level part or something. I'll put that in their suggestion box. How's that? Oh boy, that's a good bubbly. Okay, my friends, that is my video. I love your comments. I address every comment personally. To me, it's part of the community, It's part of, residing in the land of awesome, which is where we all are, There's no hate here, Just love and respect, and everybody is who they are, I don't care who you are. As long as you're a decent person, and I'm sure you all are, everybody's welcome in the land of awesome. awesome. That's what makes it so awesome. Is all you people. So thank you for tuning in. Look after yourselves.